It's a hard decision. Hey dolls, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm very excited because today we are going to try the viral TikTok foundation, and that is this L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear foundation in a powder form. And I've seen a lot of videos on TikTok and they're all raving this foundation. So this morning I was trying to film and I tried this on my face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bronze up the sides of my face, but we'll just roll with it for now. Oh gosh, I don't think I can do this. I look like a ghost.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
And it turned out to be super light on my face. Like, I look like a geisha. I said, okay, I'll just go back to my local shoppers and grab me a darker foundation. I went to 2 shoppers. All of them are sold out. I mean, not even one shade. It's empty. The shelf is empty. So I went to 2 of them, and then on my way back I was like, okay, let's try another drugstore that is not Shoppers. So I went to Rexall, and on that Rexall drugstore I got the shade Sand. There's only 3 shades to choose from, and I find that they're all on like the lighter side, and this is the darkest that I could find. So maybe I could mix these 2 together if this is too dark for me. I'm just gonna warn you guys, this is quite hard to find. So if you're looking for one, maybe just check online first before visiting every drugstore. It is selling out super fast. I'm also try this out. Let's read the claim on this foundation. It says, covers like a liquid, mattifies like a powder, never cakey, 24-hour wear. It also claims to be waterproof, sweat and heat proof, no transfer, control shine, and suitable for oily skin. It has a lot of claims. So if you're curious how much this is, at my local shoppers this costs $19.99, and then on my Rexall drugstore this cost me 22 Canadian dollars. So both in Canadian dollars. So this one is $3, right? And I never really liked powder foundation, but when I started using this Makeup Forever powder foundation, I realized that some powder foundations can actually really perform as good as the liquid one. So I'm going to test this on my right side, and then on my left side I'm going to test this L'Oreal Infallible foundation. So let's start with the condition of my face. I'm usually oily on my T-zone. I'm actually starting to oil up now. Oh my god, I was sweating. Like, my armpits are sweating. After going to 2 shoppers, I thought I wouldn't find a shade and I will just shut down this foundation review. And I hate doing that, especially because I only film on a specific day because I have a daughter and I have a full schedule with her. So, oh my god, I was so stressed. But anyways, thank god that I found the other shade. So, yeah, wait, let me breathe in. Whew. And let me drink my coffee. It's winter here now in Canada, so the primer that I'm going to use is this Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So we're going to start to conceal first, because when using powder, you should always use cream or liquid first, and then you put the powder, because if you put liquid on top of powder, it's gonna cake. So it comes in this packaging, and on the second level, there's the sponge and the mirror, and then on the first level, there's the foundation. And what really threw me off is that the window of this foundation, when you close it, gives it more of a darker color. So I got this 130, right? But when you look at it, it looks very warm already. When you open it, it's actually very light. See the color difference? Like, it looks darker when the lid is on. And same with this, it looks very dark with the lid on. So that would kind of throw you off. So I'm going to try the 220 shade, which is the darkest shade that I can find in my local drugstore. Here we go. Okay. That's like a medium coverage, I would say. It's a little tan on me, but I also have the lighter shade, so I'll mix this too. This smells like one of my favorite perfume. It has a floral scent to it. If you're sensitive to smell, this might not be a good foundation for you. But that is with one layer. This is without the foundation. And this is with the foundation. I don't know if it looks even, but it's alright. I feel like the Makeup Forever will win in this round because see, there's a little patchiness when I apply it. Maybe I should use a brush instead of the sponge. I think that I'm kind of thrown off by the shade. That's why I'm like, is this a good foundation? So I'm going to use a brush instead to mix the two colors so I don't look so tan. I think if I have the right shade, then I'll be more amazed. But right now, it's alright. I think we're getting to the right shade, but so far, I think that it's kind of patchy. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but looking at the mirror, I can see more of a coverage here and less here. Maybe I should just blend it. I kind of don't like the sponge. I feel like that's not the best way to apply this powder foundation. But so far, the coverage actually really good. Like, it covered the redness on my face. My freckles is also not showing much. It hid the imperfection here on the side of my chin. And it looks really, really matte. So when it comes to coverage, it actually can give you a medium to full coverage. Now on my right side, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever one. And this shade is in Y235. I'm just going to show you the sponge. So when comparing these two sponges, I'm just going to compare this sponge with the black side. This sponge is like the usual sponge that you can see or you have already used before. It's more porous. It has a lot of holes in them. It's very light. This one is more compact. So when you put the product on here, it can really pack on the product. And I feel like this sponge absorbs the product less than this one. So I'm going to swatch this on my right and I'm going to show you. See, there's like no patchiness. It's just like a very smooth application compared to how it was on the L'Oreal one. So this is the Makeup Forever side. And this is the L'Oreal Infallible side. So when comparing the two, with the Makeup Forever side, I feel like with just one swipe, it can really give me a medium to full coverage. When it comes to the L'Oreal side, I feel like I need 2 layers for me to have that full coverage. And when it comes to blurring my pores, I think that the Makeup Forever one blurred my pores on the side of my cheeks more than the L'Oreal Infallible one. And I feel like I look like I have more texture on the L'Oreal Infallible one. Let's swatch these 2 powders on my hand. So this is the Makeup Forever one. You see how smooth the application is. And with the L'Oreal one, it's kind of uneven. There's like a buildup of foundation here, and then there's no foundation here, no foundation here, and then a buildup over there. So far when it comes to first impression, I feel like the Makeup Forever one is winning. But we're also going to test this with photography, and then we're going to test its wearability. And I'm also going to check if this is sweat proof, waterproof, and if it's transfer proof. So I'm going to finish my makeup and I'll be back. So I finished my makeup, and when I put on my powdered blush, my powdered bronzer, and my powdered highlighter, they all really blended well on top of both of the foundations. So when it comes to having a good base, both of them really performed well. I just really think that this side really highlighted the texture of my face. But if I cover the part of my face that has texture, you can see it's really flawless. So if you don't have a lot of texture on your skin, I think that this would actually look good on you. I just like the Makeup Forever one side better on my texture skin. On this side, it just looks more like my skin than on my left side. So the L'Oreal foundation also claims to be transfer proof. So I'm going to blot it with a tissue and let's see if there's going to be any transfer. No transfer! And then the Makeup Forever. No transfer as well. Now I'm going to test this with water. think the transfer is from my blush. And then this one. Yeah, very minimal, but like I didn't see any of my foundation move where the water is. So I would say that this is also waterproof. Now, when it comes to photography, you can really see the texture of my skin on the L'Oreal side compared to the Makeup Forever, and same with flash photography, but there were no flashbacks for both foundations. So we're done with the photography test. Now the next step is the wearability test. So I'm going to update you on the 3rd hour and on the 6th hour. So I'll be back. On the 3rd hour, both sides looks good. I like it the best at this hour because it looks less powdery and the coverage is still good. So I'm back and this is now the 6th hour. And I could tell you that my left side is already oily. And I was wearing a mask a while ago because I have to go to the grocery. And there's a transfer and there's movement on the left side of my face where I use the L'Oreal Infallible, but on the Makeup Forever there's no transfer and this is looking more matte than the L'Oreal one. So now that we've finished the wearability test, I'm going to tell you my final thoughts about this foundation. So let's start with the pros. So unfortunately, my recording got cut off, so sorry. So here are my pros. It gave me a medium to almost full coverage. It's very lightweight, it's waterproof, and it's also transfer proof when freshly applied. Now let's go with my cons. Even though I really like how this foundation is packaged, I just don't like the glass because the glass is actually giving the tint of the foundation a darker shade. So it's kind of hard to tell what shade I am or what I need. And speaking of shade, in my local drugstore at Shoppers, I think I found 4 shades available. And on my local Rexall drugstore, I only found 3 shades available. So it's really hard to find a shade that will match me. That's why I have to buy 2 foundations to mix just to compensate with color matching. This one doesn't apply evenly and it shows on my hand, it shows on my skin. So you really have to blend with a brush to get that even application. And my 3rd con is that I got oily on the 4th hour. And I'm putting this as a con because it claims to be 24-hour wear. It claims to be matte for the full 24 hours and it did not do that. And when I started to become oily, it transferred on my mask, it moved. My nose have little marks where my mask was and it really transferred on my mask and it really moved even on the side of my nose. So I think if you have oily skin, you really have to retouch throughout the day. So those are my cons. Now for my final thoughts, I'm giving this foundation a 3-star out of 5. Sadly, for my personal experience, I don't think it's worth the hype. I'm so sorry. So I get the thrill of a first impression, like when you see a drugstore foundation, you swatch it and then you'll see a good result. But usually when you put on your makeup, it has to stay in at least for 3 to 4 hours. And that's the time that you can really test how it is on your skin. And sad to say, this did not perform well for the 6th hour. And for it to claim that it's 24-hour fresh wear, 24-hour matte, I don't think that it is true to its claim. Oh, and I don't think I mentioned the price of this 2 foundations. So this one cost me $22 for 9 grams. And then this one cost me $50 for 11 grams. Now, when it comes to comparing the Makeup Forever with this L'Oreal foundation, for sure, my winner is the Makeup Forever. It's still by far the best powder foundation that I've ever tried. I know that this is more expensive, but I think that it's easier to get your perfect shade with this foundation. And I like the sponge that comes with it. It's not your typical sponge, so I think that's a plus for it. This gives you 2 grams more than this foundation. So if you're looking for a long wearing powder foundation, I would suggest getting the Makeup Forever one. But if you do want to save money and you just need a powder for touch-up, I think that this would be a good touch-up powder. Now, I'm curious, have you guys tried this foundation? And if you did, how was your experience? Comment down below. I'm really curious. Am I the only one who had trouble using this foundation? Is it really worth the hype? Did I do something wrong? Just comment down below. And if you have any more foundations that you want me to try, also comment down below so I can do that on my next review. So that's it. Thank you so much, dolls, for watching. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll always be updated once a new video is out. Thank you so much, dolls, for watching. Bye!